What's good, guys? This week I got a request for a mix and master tutorial. Go through and mix it one by one, and then I'll show you both stock and paid versions of mastering chains. So it sounds okay, but there's a lot we can do to improve it. I'm just going to pull down the volumes of all the tracks. What I like to do first when I'm mixing is just pick out the chorus. Always leave the 808 at the regular volume that I want it. And by the way, all the 808s in this video are going to come from my brand new 808 Armory kit. That'll be linked, first link down below. This melody is what's playing over top, and I already have some reverb, compression to cut out the lows, which will allow for the 808 to have room. Let's play that 808 and gradually bring that melody up to where it sounds good. I usually like to shoot for -12 to -9. You want your 808 to be the loudest element of your mix. That's about right. So now let's bring in those drums one by one. Bring in the clap around the same level as the melody, if not a little bit louder. Okay, now let's get that hi-hat in here. I like my hi-hats on the louder side, so I'll show you how that sounds. Alright, and then the snare should be a little bit quieter than the clap and hi-hat, just kind of an accent. That's about right. For this beat, I'm panning the snare a little bit left and the open hat a little bit right, so they play off each other. Now let's bring in that open hat, which is even quieter than that accent snare. Perfect. And at the beginning of this section, I have a little impact shatter, and I like that to hit between -21 and -18. And then I have this little laser sound. That's just kind of felt, but not necessarily heard. Ear candy. And then let's move on to this verse section. I can volume match that hook melody with the verse melody. That's a little bit quiet to start, so let's try again. Okay, and then we have a second version of that verse melody, and we're going to do the same thing. Let's try that again. Make sure that fades cleanly into the hook. Now we get on to some of the more effects. I already did that shatter impact, and then in the verse you have a stutter impact. This one can be a little bit lower in volume because there's not much else playing. That's about right. Okay, let's move on to this chant. And then this vinyl scratch. By the way, all the drums in this video are going to come from my multi-drum kit, the bunker kit. I'll link that down as well. And then lastly, we have a riser that just transitions the verse into the chorus. Let's hear it. So it's a little bit quiet, so let's pull it up a little bit. So that is how I would mix the beat. So let's get on to the mastering. What I'm going to show you guys now is how to master it. When you finish mixing, pull in certain plugins on this master channel. I'm going to start with the stock effects. So first thing you want to do is throw on a multipressor, pause the video and copy these settings if you like. It just kind of tightens up and evens out the dynamics of the elements of the beat. The next plugin after the multipressor is going to be the clip distortion under the distortion category. Let's pull that in. Go into the preset warm clip distortion at the bottom. What you want to do is pull the high shelving up, the low pass all the way up, the drive down, the input gain up, and the output gain up a bit. And then most importantly, you want to drag that clip filter up and down. And then drag that symmetry to about 16%. And just drag that mix back between 20 and 30%. And then lastly, let's bring in an adaptive limiter. You can kind of play with this gain however much you want to push the sound. That look ahead, I'd say between 30 and 40 milliseconds. And then the out ceiling should be set to 0. True peak detection should be set on. And let's see how that sounds. And then I'm going to go back to this clip distortion and remove some of that gain on the input because it's starting to distort a little too much. Okay, so that's how you get that soft clipped industry sound. And now let me show you the way I usually master some paid and some free plugins. First of all, I would throw the multipressor on first in the chain. And then next, I go to this paid plugin, the T-Rex Classic Clipper. I believe it's a pretty cheap plugin and it's well worth it. What I like to do is have the output at 0 dB, the slope around -10, which is soft clipping. All the way to the right is super hard clipped. It pushes the 808 up to where it would be clipping, but then it rounds off that top end instead of just chopping it off with a hard clip. Gain, I set between 3.5 and 4. Let's see how that sounds now. Anyway, that'll do it for this week's video. Hope that helped you learn to mix and master your beats. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and pick up my 808 Armory kit down below, as well as that bunker drum kit. Peace.